Hello guys and welcome back to another FPL video. Today I've decided to prepare a free hit draft for Game Week 6. I think Game Week 6 is one of the prime weeks where free hit in the first half of the season is viable because you can incorporate some really solid players into your drafts that are not already there. Of course, I've seen several people discuss the wildcard option in 6, but I think that wildcard option in 7 is a little bit better, and only focusing on several fixtures in 6 and dropping all the players from here, from 6 onwards will be the best strategy. I'm recording this pretty early, so don't judge me if there are some injuries or if some players emerges during the weekend, because I needed to record this before most of the games have been started. So yeah, now, the goal for me is simple. Build a best 11 for the upcoming week and do not care about the rest of the squad. I'm using the Fantasy Football Hub website. By the way, I am affiliate for this season with them. You can go and check them out. The links are down in the description. They have some very useful data that I have been using so far. And of course, we are going to rate my selection at the end of the video. Looking at the fixtures, we have sorted them by their representation. I disagree with some of them. For me, Leeds, Bournemouth at home is not an easy fixture for them. I would say that this is a wrong implementation, but most of it's okay to follow. City faces Burnley, Forest faces Sunderland, and Bournemouth faces Leeds, which I think is going to be easy for Bournemouth, and we can stack up on their players. I don't know how much I would rely on Forest at the moment. I haven't seen any improvement from them, but I will put them into my consideration. Spurs is also a nice candidate for my team of players. Everton, I would consider. Aston Villa are a little bit iffy, so I would try to avoid. Chelsea are a team that I need to consider, so we have a plethora of options to discuss. First of all, we are going to start picking some City players, and immediately the City player that I'm going to select is Erling Haaland. I don't think I need to speak about him at all, why I'm selecting him and why I think he is going to be great. For me, he is the best captaincy option, and I'm going to give him the armband when I log the team in order to check how my game week rating improves. But yeah, 14.2 at the moment. I think Erling Haaland for a free hit draft in 6 is irreplaceable, and I think that this will be a very big game for him. I think that tripling up on City players is what I'll be looking to do. And first and foremost, I need to bring in one defender. I'm not quite certain who I want in defense, but I'm quite certain who I want in goal, and that is Donnarumma. For me, Donnarumma is just great. I don't know why I put him down here, but let me check. Okay, Donnarumma is now into the starting 11. For me, Donnarumma, 4.7 expected points. I don't expect any save points from him, but what I expect is solid performance and a clean sheet. And for a free hit, I think that is more than enough. Here, I'll be doubling up on a City attacker, and I have several options. First of them is Doku, but the option that I prefer here is going to be Phil Foden. He looks to be returning to his usual best, and I might take a look and bring him into my squad in order to improve it down the road. But Foden for me is gaining some momentum now with the injuries of Marmoush. I think Foden is improving, and I think that Foden is the best second attacker that you can go from City. Several people will discuss Reinders, others, as mentioned, will discuss Doku. I think that Oscar Bob has a very high appeal. They don't expect him to play a lot of minutes, but I expect Phil Foden to be present. Another great shout out is Rodri in my eyes, but he is more of a defensive contributions minded player, while I think Foden, Haaland and Donnarumma make the best possible lineup there. Going down into the Forest lineup, I would probably only pick one player from them, and that's going to be the defensive contribution player against Sunderland with Ange Postecoglou's formation and the press that they're doing. I think Anderson will start racking up those points week in and week out, so I think that he is a good candidate for that particular week. Moving then into the Spurs team, I think that immediately I'm adding someone like Mickey van den Ven. He's cheap, he's reliable, 4.7, great possibilities there. Another option is Romero, but I prefer to save a little bit of money going for Mickey van den Ven. It's so annoying that I have to... Okay, let's put him Van den Ven on the bench, then we'll sort out the team after this. Now having... Can we sub him in? Later I will try to sub him in. No, okay. So it is going to be Van den Ven. Now we need an attacker from that Spurs lineup, and for now I think Richarlison will have the minutes, but where I will be looking to invest is Kudus. Another midfielder put on the bench. I will just put Kudus and Van den Ven as a starter against Wolves. I see a lot of potential. I think Wolves are heavily conceding against low block against forwards. So Richarlison probably the best shout out here, but I don't know what minutes Kouamouani and if Suwanki is fit. But if they are not fit, I think Richarlison is going to be the best fit there, but we're going to discuss it when we do the updated free hit draft during the week. Now we have our two Spurs players. Next up, we have our Bournemouth team versus Leeds. For me, a necessity of a player is going to be Senesi against Leeds, and another player of necessity is going to be Semenyo. For me, Semenyo and Senesi are a must. Now we have two defenders, four midfielders. I think that the final defender here that I'm going to use is going to be Tarkowski. I think he is great defensive contribution monster, and I can see him being very, very well equipped to our formation. And last but not least, I think I will be targeting a Chelsea asset. For me, the best Chelsea asset to target is going to be João Pedro, who I'm returning into my squad. I feel like it's a good way to finalize the squad. To finish off the team, we need to have one more, either midfielder or an attacker. And looking at the fixtures, I think Brentford might have an appeal versus United. But what I will be probably looking to... Let me just fill in the bench with some players that... just to have them selected. It doesn't matter who is going to be. Let me add Dubravka. Let me add someone like, so I can sub them off later. Let's add someone like Williams, because Aina is injured and he will be playing. And last but not least, let's add someone like, let's add Rodon, just to amuse us. And we have one midfielder to add, sorry, or a forward, but let's decide. We have 17 million, so with a 4.5 we can afford basically anyone. So I'll be affording Palmer in that sense, if is everyone that we can afford. And to wrap it up, I will be adding Krupi Jr. into the squad, making the transfers and now optimizing the team. Here it is, but I disagree that Neku has a higher chance. I'm saving the plan, and we get a 95% rating. We have Haaland as a captain, vice captaincy to Semenyo. Anderson probably a position where I might look to improve. For me, Richarlison is going to be better than Klose, but let's see in game week 5 how they set up, and then in game week 6 after that we're going to make a decision. But I think this is probably the free hit draft where I'll be looking to target if I was doing that. Of course, wildcard is a prime chip also to use, but I will be preparing a wildcard draft during the week about it. I think that free hit is the better chip to utilize now, because I don't see a lot of players from, let's say, Tarkowski is not going to be long-term into my team. Someone like Anderson is not going to be long-term. Probably Kudus is not going to be long-term, or Van den Ven. I prefer from this defense, it's going to be only Senesi that's long-term here, because I need Arsenal players. It's not going to be Triple City, because I think it's not going to be needed that much. I think a double up will be more than enough. But someone like Raya, Gabriel is missing. I don't know the condition of Saka. Yes, Semenyo is going to be present, and Senesi. Probably the front line is where I think the players are going to be the most used. But I genuinely believe that this is the better solution of the situation in game week 6. I think this is one of the prime target weeks to use your free hit, and I think that I will be activating it if I already didn't use it in Game Week 3 for my team. Of course, there might be some better defenders with expected points. If we have the money, I would say that bring in Romero. He is with more expected points because he is better on defensive contributions, and the Game Week rating is increasing. Of course, we have a nice, beautiful team setup, and I think we are ready. Haaland is without a doubt the best captain out there, so don't forget to put the armband on him. This is going to be the end of the video, guys. Thank you. I wanted to do a quick free hit draft before we have all the information, because I wanted to put the outlines and then we're going to improve it during the week. Of course, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for being part of the community. If you enjoy my content and want to see more FPL and UCL fantasy content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's completely for free. I'll be back with more FPL and UCL fantasy content during the beginning of next week. So for now, have fun, watch Game Week 5 without any issues, and we will find the best solution for your team for the upcoming Game Week 6. But for now, guys, I'll be heading out. Bye.